Movie Time is brought to you by the Gateway Film Center, 1550 North High Street, Columbus, Ohio. Further details and showtimes online at gatewayfilmcenter.com.
The award-winning It's Movie Time is produced by John DeSando. Listen to shows and read reviews online at WCBE.org.
I'm John DeSando.
I'm Hope Madden.
And this is It's Movie Time. And Hope, you haven't seen it. Take a look.
Oh, 700?
This is the 700th show of It's Movie Time.
Congratulations!
Thank you.
That's very exciting.
Yes, and I remember when you were a young lass, and we were all going at the only place, I think, the Drexel,
yes,
to look at screenings.
That's right.
About 14 years ago.
Yes, yeah.
How about that?
That's crazy.
So we're celebrating, and I have so many people to thank, and I will do that online, because as you can tell from my last show, we're now online. Way back in the year 2000, we didn't have a website. We weren't online. I had the good fortune of having Clay Lowe as a partner.
That's right.
Jeff Frank was very fine to introduce us to WCBE. So we had everything going. At that time, we actually scripted.
I remember I filled in one time,
yeah,
when you were on vacation, and I was a little thrown by that. But
yeah,
because I wasn't a pro as the two of you were, and I was not comfortable with it.
As it has evolved over the years, it's so much of a better situation not to have that. But at that time, and there were many years that we did. In fact, the show won the Los Angeles Press Club Award for the National Entertainment Journalism First Place Award, and that we did an hour show on, and it was scripted. So who knows?
Right.
But I much prefer this. Anyway, it's 700, and isn't it appropriate? Our title for today is Lest We Forget.
That's right.
So let's not forget this is 700 good Lord shows, and that we're in It's Movie Time. One of the things we like to do is introduce our audience to films they may not see. Mm-hmm. And here are some films that Hope and I have seen that we're hoping somebody out there will see, because we sure did like them.
Yeah.
What's your opener, Hope?
You know, I caught a glimpse of yours and was so happy to see Calvary written down.
Oh, boy.
What a beautiful film to look at. What a magnificent performance by Brendan Gleeson. And just an incredibly well-written, very unexpected film.
Yeah, as a Catholic boy, I'm of course very interested in that, and he has a wide spectrum of Catholics in that film, and there's a great deal going on. It's really beautiful. I think I did that show. In fact, I know I did that show with Elizabeth Tulin from Boston, and she loved it, and she's an Irish girl.
Yeah,
so
I am both. I'm an Irish Catholic girl.
Yes, all right, very good. Now, I'll tell you, of the many. One I hope people get a chance to see is Snowpiercer.
Oh my goodness, yes. You know, and it's funny because they almost sunk their own ship. Rumor has it that they basically were intentionally incompetent in their marketing because Harvey wanted a different ending.
Harvey Weinstein.
He wanted a different ending, and you know, and having seen the film, I don't understand what ending you wanted. It was brilliant. Oh my goodness, it was such a claustrophobic terror, and yet funny and
yeah,
you know, just visceral, and it was one of my favorites.
It's science fiction on a train that's going around the world.
Post-apocalypse.
Post-apocalypse, and the poor people are rebelling against those who have it, and it might remind some of you, it certainly does me, of Metropolis, with that struggle between the classes. And I mean, it's got everything. But some people
and one of many great performances this year from Tilda Swinton, who's always magnificent, but she's so great in this movie. She's hilarious,
over the top on this one.
She's so fun
and unforgettable.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right, throw me another one.
Well, it's another Tilda Swinton. Only Lovers Left Alive.
Get out.
Yeah, Jim Jarmusch. Did you not care for that?
I didn't see it.
Oh, I loved it. I'm an enormous Jim Jarmusch fan, and he made a vampire movie, so I was all in. I'm like, what? And Tilda Swinton and Tom Hiddleston play the lovers, and it's not a vampire movie like you expect it to be. It's you know, you could barely even categorize it as a horror film. There's one scene toward the end that maybe, you know, bridges that gap. It's just a really excellent movie, and boy, those two are awesome. And it's the whole they creep around Detroit just a City of the Dead.
What
It's such a good film.
Wait, did you get a screener of this? Is that what?
I saw it in the theaters.
Really?
Yeah.
Here.
There was a screening because George went, but I was out of state.
Oh, okay. All right. Here's one
hmm
that shouldn't be lost, and I'm afraid is going to be, even though it hasn't even shown here, A Most Violent Year.
Oh yeah, I'm worried it's not the same.
Ah, darn it. Now, look, this is set in the 80s.
Yeah, 1981, New York City.
New York City, and it's a kind of low-level, not quite mob,
Right.
but I guess.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what really impressed me with this, Oscar Isaac.
Yeah.
He is Al Pacino, and not hyper.
Right. The Godfather.
Yes, the
You know,
camel coat.
Oh yeah, it looks great. Jessica Chastain is his wife, and she's always wonderful. And it's it's a little bit of a different role for her.
Oh.
She's a surprise in
Yeah,
it. And
she's playing a gum-cracking smart a lady
Yeah.
who is watching his business. He has a trucking business.
a little bit of a Lady Macbeth even.
Thank you, yes. Anyway, here's a really great film. One of the problems is Jessica was not allowed to promote the film.
Right.
Because of
Interstellar.
So that's, that could be a problem for it,
Mhm.
but it's called A Most Violent
Mhm.
Year.
And it'll hit Columbus, I think, in January.
Okay, good, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it? Did you have another one?
Of course I do. Well, I
you
know that
do.
we have two. We have a pair in there that we both agree on. Tom Hardy. Tom
Oh.
Hardy made two great movies this year that no one saw.
Oh.
And the first one I want to mention is Locke, which is it's such an achievement for him because it's just him by himself in a car. The whole film is, and he's handling 3 different crises on his phone the whole time. And one of the things that make it so amazing is it's just a mesmerizing film. And who else could pull that off?
Listen, it's just he.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we see anybody else.
At the very beginning, we see the shadows of people as he gets into his car.
But he's in the car. It reminds me of Her last year,
Mhm.
where he's looking at the screen, at
Mhm.
the television, at his computer monitor, and here he's just looking out, driving, and all this stuff is going on.
Mhm.
It's absolutely brilliant. And you know what? He won't even get nominated.
No, he won't. Which is such a shame.
Like Brendan Gleeson.
Right. Such a
I mean,
shame.
this is why we have this show.
Exactly.
We want to alert people that. So that's Tom Hardy. I've said he's the new Brando.
Mhm.
He's not exactly it, but he is, to me, that kind of an actor.
Oh, I think so too. Oh, absolutely.
Worth watching. Okay, so here's one
Mhm.
that won't be on your list, won't be on anybody's list, that I really liked. The Judge.
I did not.
I know. See? and of course, a lot of people wouldn't. And
Though I did like Robert Duvall, of course. I thought he was.
he'll
quite
be
good in it.
nominated for Best Supporting. Yeah. So, but this is a somewhat excessive courtroom and family drama mixed together.
It was. I think that part of it that I just think the timing was poor with it. It was a hard time of year, I think, to watch a film that had such a heavy message about things will just work out right in the courtroom. Like, yeah, I don't see a lot of evidence of that right now.
All right, give me another one that you and I might agree on. I've got one.
Go ahead.
Under the Skin.
Oh yes, loved it. Loved it.
Scarlett you think you've seen Scarlett Johansson? You haven't seen it until you see her Under the Skin.
And it's another one that it's very quiet. They don't tell you what's going on. You're just expected to pay attention. And for the longest time, it's basically just Scarlett Johansson driving around Glasgow in a van, and then little by little, you're like, what?
It's science fiction.
Yeah.
And she does a marvelous job.
She
She's
does.
a good actress.
She is, and she took a turn for a while there where she was just like the it girl, and she was in big giant blockbusters, and you kept going, wait, remember when you were an actor? And now she is again, and it's great to see. Between this, her last year, and also the Underseen Don John last year, they're 3 such different roles, and she was so great in all 3.
Yes, very good. Another one, Hope.
Dear White People.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it wasn't here for very long. It was at the Gateway for maybe 2 weeks or so, and boy, it's clever, and it's a step in front of you every time. Every time you think you know where this argument is going, it jumps right out and goes, no, you don't know where we're taking this. It's so well written, and the performances are great, and it's very funny. It has a lot to say, and often I think comedies with a lot to say are not funny, but it is. It's very funny. It's and a first-time filmmaker. It was an impressive film.
Well, you're reminding me that another film that I think people will not ignore, but right now don't know anything about, is Selma.
Yeah, I hope that they line up to see it.
Oh,
What a
boy.
brilliant movie that
Yeah.
was.
So if you want to look about the civil rights movement and see what happened in that march from Selma with Martin Luther King Jr., this is history as film can do it. Without pushing,
Yeah.
it is a brilliant evocation of an era and of an historical occurrence. So anyway, Selma, I think everybody will know it. I think it will be nominated, but they're going to be aware of it. After we're in June, we're in January 9th now,
Hmm.
so it should be out. I would think.
It comes out. Yeah, it comes out the second weekend in January.
Yeah. Okay. Good. All right. All right. Oh boy, we're getting down on our list now.
Well, you know one, which is very few people actually saw it, although I think that it'll have another run in theaters once it gets nominated. It's bound to be nominated for Best Supporting Actor. In fact, it's probably bound to win Best Supporting Actor is Whiplash.
Oh, it's on my list.
Yes.
But I'm saying people have to know about this film. Come on.
Yeah.
Are they going to forget it?
No one saw it when it was out, and it wasn't available in Columbus for very long, and that's the reason. Had more people gone, it would have been here longer. But it's such a good movie. It's maybe the tensest film I saw this year.
Oh, and J.K. Simmons, I agree with you, will win Best Supporting Actor.
And deservedly so. He was magnificent.
As a professor at a music school, Miles Teller, who does a great job,
Yeah, he
unfortunately has to be with Simmons. He'll never get
No.
acknowledged for this. But it's a Juilliard type of school, and he is a brutal professor. But one after my heart, he does get results by being done. But Whiplash is not for everybody, but I think because of Simmons, people will get to know that. Oh, Hope, we're just gamble on and on. Do we have any more, or do we want... I have one.
Okay.
I have one. You can't get rid of the Babadook.
Oh, I loved it so much. And I want to congratulate Columbus audiences because it was supposed to be a Nightmares on High, which is to say it should have just screened for 1 week, once a day at the Gateway, and they've kept it for weeks and weeks because we've loved it. It's such a great... And horror films are my favorite kind.
Oh, yes.
And, when I saw this, I was like, oh, what a fresh voice. Oh, what a scary movie. And two great performances.
It's called The Babadook. And if you're a single mom out there, you want to rush to see it.
He's making that up. Seriously, you might want to skip it if you're a single parent. But everybody else, go, 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 go.
All right, Hope. That's 700 shows.
Oh, that's really quite an accomplishment, Joe. Congratulations.
I want to thank you for being with me
Yep.
for all this time, and we're going to continue to have good times. I have a few hundred more in me before I go to that great broadcasting in the sky. So 700 shows for It's Movie Time. Thanks, everybody.